This is Sheila's Take, a podcast where you can hear my take on everything: love, hate, relationships, family, and today's issues. I'm your host, Sheila Dunbar. Thank you for joining me. Do moms need a refuge? Of course. From frustration? Certainly. From lack of patience? Without a doubt. From lack of self-control? Absolutely, yes. How desperately we as moms, we need a refuge, a place of retreat and safety when we feel we have failed. When we have lost our last shred of control, I know this, and we shouted at our treasured child or children. You know, like when we selfishly refuse to help our husbands because we wanted them or him to handle it. I do this all the time. My husband makes me so angry sometimes. And I'm like, no, I asked you to do it. Don't ask me to do something or help you with something that I'm asking you to do. But what or where is our refuge? Some years ago, I had a coworker who would retreat to her bathroom when she needed refuge. Since this was before I was married or even became a mother, I always thought, well, that's really odd. But as I've stepped into the wife and mother role, I can definitely relate to a place of refuge. In Deuteronomy 19, it talks about cities of refuge. These were places some people could flee for protection. The cities were created for those who may have killed someone in self-defense or accidentally. Now, we as moms would need refuge from killing, even though, unfortunately in today's society, there are mothers who will take it to the extreme and do the unthinkable. But just imagine if before this happened, they had a place of refuge. Within my role as a mother and wife, my refuge is music. I've always loved music, and it is very relaxing to put on some headphones and let's just listen to some good old Motown, or when I really need to decompress, I listen to my favorite gospel playlist. I mean, like, there's nothing that Tasha Cobbs can't sing you through, or Yolanda Adams, or even Fred Hampton or Brian Wilson. It just soothes my soul. But I'm able to think, reminisce, and calm down. The famous quote from William Congrove says, "Music soothes the soul." Isn't that true? As mothers, we go through so much because we take on everything. There was a song by Karen White called Superwoman, and the most famous line was, "I'm not your superwoman." I say this to my husband all the time. However, we as mothers and wives, that is exactly what our role is. We are the superwoman in our family. And for those single parent homes, you are the only person your children have. We cook, we clean, we care for our children, we work full-time jobs and still make time to satisfy our spouses, our partners, and our significant others. So what is your place of refuge? Where do you retreat when it gets to be a little much? Are you like my former coworker and you retreat to your bathroom, or like me, you get lost in music? Some may read the word or other things. For our sanity and the peace in our homes, we must have a sanctuary or shelter to keep us in that superwoman role. My mother, God rest her soul, but when I first got married, I would talk to my mother about all the stuff I had to do and just complain. And my mother, she was an old school mom. I'm talking old school. I mean, she had 8 children and worked hard every day. And when she was finally able to retire at 67, instead of embracing her retirement, she became the mother to my older brother's newborn twins and his 3 toddlers due to the unfortunate death of their mother in childbirth. So imagine me going to my mother complaining about how I had to cook dinner after working a long day. She would just shake her head and say, "You know what, Sheila?" She would say this little phrase, and she would say, "A man can work from sun to sun, but a woman's work is never done." And I would sit there and I say, yeah, Ma, yeah. And we would go on and talk about something else. But now I think about that phrase more often. And I realize how true it is. Most times we are the first to rise and we are the last to go to bed. Someone said to me once, when you become a mother, you never get another good night's sleep. And that's true. I mean, now I can't speak for all mothers, but I think that may be true. Let me put it that way. When we bring a newborn baby home, we're worrying, making sure that they are sleeping, that they're eating, doing all the things that normal babies should do. Right? Then as they get older, then we're worrying about where they are, who they're with, and okay, well, what time are you going to be home? As a mother, I can speak for myself. I'm constantly praying. And my mother constantly prayed. And her mother, that's the term, a praying mother, a praying grandmother. But how can we do and be all these things if we don't protect ourselves, right? We must have a place of refuge. Why? Because that's the only way we can be a refuge to our children, our husbands, or our partners. How can we be something that we don't have for ourselves? We need to be able to recharge. I was doing a little research on synonyms for refuge. And I found something I thought, there were a few. And as I'm reading them, I'm thinking, wow, this is what we are. One was a stronghold, a place that has been fortified so as to protect it against attack. Another was shelter, a place giving temporary protection from bad weather or danger. Sanctuary, a place of refuge or safety. Protection, a person or thing that prevents someone or something from suffering harm or injury. A hideout, a hiding place or hideaway, a place used as a retreat or a hiding place. And then a fortress. A fortress is a well-protected place, difficult for enemies to enter. All of these, fortress, hideaway, hideout, protection, sanctuary, shelter, stronghold, this describes a mother, a mom, right? This is what we are. We're a stronghold. We're a place that has been fortified so as to protect against attack. When your child gets hurt, who does he come to? He runs to his mom and we hold them. We make them feel safe. Shelter, a place given temporary protection from bad weather. Again, we shelter our children. We make them feel safe. We're a sanctuary. We give them that protection. Even as they grow older and things happen in their lives and they come to us and they're like, Mom, or things are not working out with my girlfriend or things are not working out with my boyfriend. Can I come and be with you? Can I stay with you for a little bit? This is what we do. We're their sanctuary. When you go to your moms, and I miss this so much because my mom passed away, but who cannot say when you go to your moms, that smell of the cooking and just the home itself, whenever you're with your mom or in your mom's presence, you've always felt home, protected, comfortable, shelter. These are what moms are. This is what we are. We are the refuge. So how can we give refuge if we don't have refuge ourselves? My favorite of all is a fortress, because a fortress is a well-protected place and difficult for enemies to enter. And as mothers, there may be times we need to protect ourselves, to take a break and put up a wall so that we can handle our daily duties. So we can be, as Karen White sings about in that song, Superwoman. So this is my take. As women, mothers, and wives, find your place of refuge. Get your recharge so you can be the best superwoman possible. Join me next time where I will continue to discuss more of today's issues. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, or even send me an email at Sheila'sTake@outlook.com. for topics you would like discussed or if you would like to be a guest on Sheila's Take. I'm your host, Sheila Dunbar. Until next time, blessings to you.